The night sky over Earth was calm, filled with countless stars. But on that night, something new appeared, something that was not from this world. Across every continent, giant holographic symbols lit the skies, projected from orbit. People ran into the streets, staring upward in fear. A cold, metallic voice spoke in a dozen alien languages at once. "We are the Galactic Council. Your species has grown dangerous. You will surrender your weapons, your fleets, and your freedom. If you refuse, Earth will burn." For a few moments, the world stood still. Children cried. Families huddled together. Soldiers and leaders stared at the sky in disbelief. Humanity had always wondered if life existed beyond Earth. Now the answer had arrived, angry, powerful, and ready for war. In the White House, a president's hands trembled as the broadcast repeated, "Surrender or burn." The words echoed in the silence of the war room. Generals exchanged worried looks. On the other side of the planet, inside Beijing's command center, similar fear gripped the military council. In Moscow, in London, in New Delhi, the message was the same. Humanity had been noticed. Humanity was being judged. The Galactic Council had ruled the stars for thousands of years. They saw Earth not as an equal, but as a threat. Panic spread quickly. News channels screamed. Breaking updates. Alien fleet detected at edge of solar system. Galactic Council demands Earth's surrender. Billions of humans felt the same cold fear. What chance did one planet have against an empire that ruled entire galaxies? But not everyone was afraid. Deep under the mountains of Colorado, in a hidden base known only to a few, men and women gathered around glowing screens. Admiral Jonathan Kane stood at the center, his uniform sharp, his voice steady. He had expected this day. "Activate Project Aegis," he ordered. The officers at his side hesitated. "Sir, that's classified above world leaders." "Not anymore," Kane said firmly. "If the Council thinks Earth will bow, they don't know us at all. Today, humanity fights back." Far above Earth, telescopes locked onto the incoming alien fleet. The images shocked scientists. 10,000 ships, sleek and enormous, were moving toward the solar system. Their weapons glowed with deadly energy. Each ship alone was larger than a city. The Council was not bluffing. They were ready to erase Earth. Yet beneath the fear, another feeling began to rise, a spark of defiance. In the streets of New York, people raised homemade signs. "We will not kneel." In Paris, students shouted at the sky, "Come and try us." In Africa, in Asia, in South America, everywhere, the same spirit appeared. Humanity was frightened, but it was not broken. Inside the hidden base, Admiral Kane revealed the secret. For decades, Earth had quietly prepared. While governments argued above the surface, underground engineers worked in silence. Buried in deserts and hidden under oceans were warships built in secret. Dark, sharp, and deadly. They waited for the day humanity would need them. This fleet had one name, the Black Fleet. It was humanity's last gamble, a force meant to fight against an impossible enemy. But still, questions haunted the leaders. Could humanity really stand against an empire that spanned stars? Could hidden ships, no matter how advanced, fight against 10,000 alien war machines? In the silence of the war room, Admiral Kane answered simply, "They think we are weak. They think we are afraid. But we are human, and humans do not surrender." Above Earth, the alien broadcast continued. Colder now. "Final warning. You have 7 days to surrender. After that, your world will burn." The words echoed across the planet. 7 days. That was all the time humanity had left before fire rained from the skies. But on that same night, across the hidden bases of Earth, engineers switched on engines that had never been seen by the public. Massive reactors roared to life. Black steel warships rose slowly from their hidden shelters. Soldiers saluted. Pilots climbed into cockpits. Families whispered prayers. The council thought Earth would bow. They thought humanity would break. Deep in every human heart, the answer was the same. If the council wanted war, then humanity would give them fire. And fury. Asterisk. The world did not sleep. 7 days. That was the time the Galactic Council had given Earth before fire would fall from the skies. News networks played the alien warning on repeat. Families stocked food, cities prepared shelters, and soldiers stood ready. But far away from the public eye, deep in hidden places where the stars could not see, humanity's greatest secret stirred awake. In the Nevada desert, an entire mountain split open like a steel mouth. From the shadows, a warship rose. Its hull was black, sharp-edged, covered in strange panels that bent radar and light. The ship had no name painted on it, only a symbol burned into its armor. A single human fist, clenched tight. It was not the only one. Beneath the Pacific Ocean, massive floodgates rumbled open. From the dark waters, more ships surfaced, their engines glowing like blue fire. In Siberia, in the Sahara, even hidden under the ice of Antarctica, war machines long buried began to rise. The people of Earth had been kept in the dark, but their leaders had prepared for decades. The project was known only to a few as Aegis. To others, it was whispered as a myth. The Black Fleet. Admiral Jonathan Kane stood in the command center of the fleet. His eyes were cold, but his voice burned with determination. For years, the council thought we were nothing. For years, they thought Earth was just another primitive world. But we learned. We studied them. We copied their weapons. We built in silence. He pointed at the hologram of the alien fleet. 10,000 ships, each one a monster. Now they're coming. And when they arrive, they will find a graveyard waiting. Inside one of the warships, Captain Sarah Alvarez walked across the bridge. Her crew, young and nervous, looked to her for strength. She spoke softly, but with fire in her words. They said we must surrender. They said we will burn. But do you see these engines? These cannons? These ships? Every bolt, every circuit, every weapon was built by human hands. Built in secret, built for this day. We will not kneel. The crew's fear faded, replaced by something else. Pride. The council ships were still days away, but their shadow already hung over Earth. They believed they would crush a weak, divided planet. But humanity was not divided anymore. Nations that once argued now shared technology. Rival governments shared fleets. Scientists from every corner of the world had worked together to build weapons strong enough to face giants. It was not only a fleet, it was a symbol of unity. In Africa, villagers climbed onto rooftops to watch the strange black shapes rising into the sky. Some crossed themselves, others raised fists. In Tokyo, children pointed at the massive ships leaving hidden bays and whispered in awe, "That's ours? That's human?" For the first time, humanity felt not small, but mighty. In space, defense satellites woke up, turning their silent faces toward the stars. Massive cannons, disguised as dead rock, extended from asteroids in the belt. The council would see only one planet. But in truth, the entire solar system had been turned into a fortress. Admiral Kane looked at the hologram map. Thousands of red enemy markers approached. Around Earth, blue markers began to glow. Human warships taking position. They think we're prey, Kane said. Let's show them what happens when prey grows teeth. Yet even among the fire and steel, there were quiet moments. A young pilot, James Carter, sat in his cockpit, hands shaking. His father had died in one of Earth's last wars. His mother told him humans couldn't stand against the stars. But here, he was flying a machine that could burn alien battleships from the sky. He whispered to himself, "We're not weak. Not anymore." And for the first time, he believed it. The Council had given Earth 7 days, but Earth would not wait to die. Already, the first squadrons of the Black Fleet moved out, hidden by stealth fields. Their mission was clear: harass the enemy, gather data, and strike when least expected. Humanity was done hiding. Humanity was done kneeling. That night, from New York to Nairobi, from Moscow to Mumbai, the people of Earth watched the black warships rising into the sky. Some wept, some cheered, some simply stared, silent and proud. The alien threat had united them in a way nothing else could, and though the enemy fleet outnumbered them, though the Council had the power of 1,000 worlds, humanity had something the Council had never faced before. They had defiance, they had fury, they had fire, and in 7 days, the galaxy would see what it meant to threaten Earth. Asterisk. The alien fleet was still days away from Earth, but already the first wave had entered the solar system. They came in black wedges, sleek warships that cut through the void like knives. Their engines burned with blue fire, and their shields glowed, faintly, shimmering like liquid glass. The Council called this their vanguard, a scouting force meant to crush resistance and test Earth's defenses. There were 200 ships, enough to erase a planet dot at Mars' orbit. The silence broke. "Enemy fleet detected," whispered Lieutenant Mark Rivers aboard the human warship Resolute. His hands shook as he read the scanners. 200 ships, all armed, all moving toward. "You?" The crew looked at Captain Sarah Alvarez. She stood tall, her eyes locked on the glowing screen. "Calm your breath," she said. "Remember your training. They think we will panic. We will not. Today, Mars is the line. We hold it." The humans were outnumbered 5 to 1. 20 ships of the Black Fleet had taken position around Mars. Their hulls gleamed black, their weapons hidden under armored plating. To the Council, they were nothing but primitive craft. But these primitive ships had teeth. The alien commander, a tall insectoid creature named Zarak, clicked his mandibles as he studied the human vessels. "Small, weak, insignificant," he hissed to his officers. "Do not waste heavy weapons. Destroy them quickly and move forward. Earth must see how hopeless they are." His fleet advanced. The void exploded. Alien plasma beams cut across space, glowing rivers of fire. Dozens of human ships should have been torn apart instantly. But instead, something strange happened. The Resolute vanished. So did half the fleet. The alien commander froze. "What?" The humans reappeared behind the enemy line. It wasn't magic. It was strategy. The Black Fleet used experimental drive systems, short-distance slip warps that let them jump like ghosts across the battlefield. "No," Captain Alvarez ordered. Railguns fired. Not slow, primitive cannons, but weapons built with stolen alien tech, enhanced with human engineering. Massive tungsten slugs screamed through space at near-light speeds. Shields shattered. The first Council ship broke apart, a silent blossom of fire in the void. The aliens roared in shock. These were not the weak primitives they had expected. More. Human warships appeared, blinking in and out of sight. Missiles launched from hidden pods disguised as asteroids. Stealth drones swarmed, latching onto alien hulls before detonating in the chaos. 2 more alien ships vanished in bright explosions. But victory did not come without blood. Resolute took a direct plasma hit. Half its hull melted, alarm screaming. Smoke filled the bridge. Sparks rained from the ceiling. Lieutenant Rivers pulled himself from the floor, coughing. Shields gone. Engines crippled. The crew looked at Captain Alvarez. She wiped blood from her forehead, calm even as her ship burned. "We're not dead yet," she said. "Aim all weapons at their command ship. But Captain, do it. The Resolute's guns fired one last time, a railgun slug ripping through the alien flagship's shields and tearing into its core. The alien commander Zarek screamed as his bridge erupted in fire. The Resolute fell silent, drifting, but its sacrifice had shattered the heart of the vanguard. Across the battlefield, the tide shifted. Alien ships broke formation, confused by human tactics. They were used to crushing weak enemies, not fighting a foe that struck like a predator. One human ship, the Valkyrie, feigned retreat, luring 3 alien destroyers into the path of hidden mines orbiting Mars. The mines detonated, shredding the destroyers into molten shards. The aliens tried to regroup, but every time they did, humans warped in and out of range. Striking where shields were weakest at last, silence returned to the void. Out of 200 alien ships, only 60 limped away, retreating into the darkness. The rest were gone wrecks spinning in orbit around Mars, burning like dying stars. The humans had lost 6 ships, including the brave Resolute. Thousands were dead. But Earth had proven something no one in the galaxy had believed possible. Council could bleed back on Earth. When the news reached the people, crowds filled the streets. Bells rang in old cathedrals. Families cried with pride. Across the world, one word echoed louder than fear: victory. For the first time, the galaxy had seen it. Humanity was not prey. Humanity was the predator dot in the shadows of the wreckage. As alien survivors limped back toward the main fleet, one message was sent to the Council. Earth will not kneel. Come closer, and you will see our fury. The victory at Mars spread across Earth like wildfire. People cheered in the streets, waving flags, holding signs that read, "We will not kneel." For the first time, humans believed the impossible maybe. Just maybe, they could survive. But the Galactic Council did not see Mars as a defeat. They saw it as an insult. High above Earth's atmosphere, the sky tore open with light. The main fleet had arrived. 10,000 alien warships stretched across the heavens like a wall of steel. Their engines glowed blue. Their weapons shone with firepower equal to suns. To those watching from the ground, it looked like the stars themselves were falling. And then the bombardment began in New York. Skyscrapers trembled as plasma bolts rained down, carving deep scars into the city. Whole blocks melted under alien fire. Sirens wailed, people screamed, and still more beams split the sky. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower crumbled in a burst of white flame. In Tokyo, the skyline burned as alien blasts scorched the sea. Across the world, fire fell from above. Billions watched their skies turn red. On the ground, civilians huddled in shelters. In one bunker under London, a mother held her child tight as dust rained from the ceiling. "Mom, are we going to die?" The little girl whispered. The mother wanted to lie. She wanted to say yes, everything would be fine. But before she could answer, a deep rumble shook the Earth. Not from alien fire, but from humanity's reply. In orbit, the Black Fleet engaged. Human warships rose from Earth's atmosphere, black shapes against the burning sky. They launched missiles, railgun slugs, and swarms of stealth drones. Explosions bloomed across the void, but this time the numbers were overwhelming. For every alien ship destroyed, 3 more pressed forward. Admiral Kane stood in the war room, his jaw tight as red markers swung the holographic map. They're not trying to win, he realized. They're trying to make us bow. They want us to suffer. He leaned closer, his voice steel. Then they will suffer with us. A hidden command was sent far beneath the oceans. Silos long forgotten opened. From the Mariana Trench, massive weapons rose like titans from the deep. Not missiles, not ships. Something else. Orbital lances. They had been humanity's darkest secret. Weapons designed to fire metal rods from orbit with the force of nuclear warheads, but without the fallout dot as alien ships closed in. The first lance fired, a solid rod of tungsten screamed through the sky, tearing through the atmosphere like lightning. It struck an alien dreadnought head-on, punching through shields, through armor, and out the other side. The ship split in half, silent fire spilling into the void. The people of Earth saw it from the ground, a burning star falling across the sky. And they cheered. But the cost was heavy dot in Washington, D.C. A plasma blast leveled half the city. In Rio de Janeiro, fire consumed the coastline. In Cairo, the pyramids turned to ash dot human blood ran in rivers. But their voices rose louder than their screams. We are still here. Every bombardment only made humanity's fury grow. Every fallen city became a promise of vengeance dot in orbit. Captain Sarah Alvarez, her ship badly damaged from Mars, rejoined the battle. Her crew was bruised, their eyes hollow from loss, but their spirits burned. Target their supply carriers, she ordered. Make them bleed where it hurts most. Her ship fired. Alien carriers erupted, spilling fuel and fire into the void. Human warships, broken and battered, pushed forward. For every city that burned on Earth, an alien ship died in space dot on the alien flagship. Council leaders watched in disbelief. These primitives, one hissed, mandibles clacking in rage. They should be begging for mercy. Instead, they fight harder with every strike. Another voice, older, whispered, They are not like the others we crushed. These humans, they are something new. The bombardment slowed, not because the Council had mercy, but because their forces were bleeding. What was meant to be a quick punishment had become a grinding war. Admiral Kane stared at the battlefield. Map, his voice heavy. We have lost millions, entire cities. But the Earth still stands. He clenched his fist, and as long as Earth stands, humanity will never kneel. That night, as the fires of alien bombardment glowed across the skies, the people of Earth lit candles in the ruins, not as a symbol of surrender, but as a symbol of defiance. For every light that went out, 100 more were lit. The Council had tried to break Earth with fire. Instead, they had awakened fury dot, and in that fury, a new promise was born. Humanity would not just fight for survival. Humanity would fight to win. Asterisk. The Earth still burned. Whole cities were ashes. The oceans glowed with fire. Yet somehow, against every law of war, Earth still lived. The Council expected silence from humanity's surrender, begging collapse. Instead, what rose was a growl. The battered ship Valkyrie, Commander Hayes, gathered his officers. His uniform was torn, his face blackened by smoke, but his voice carried strength. We lost millions, he said. But look at them. They're bleeding too. Their fleets are not endless. They thought we'd kneel, but we stood. Now it's time to show them what comes next. The crew waited, silent. Hayes activated the display. A secret project appeared, schematics drawn from stolen alien tech, reshaped by human hands. Project Thunderstrike, he whispered. It's ready. Thunderstrike was unlike anything the Council had seen. A weapon born not from peace treaties or ancient knowledge, but from desperation and human rage. It was a fusion of human ingenuity and alien arrogance. Massive carriers hidden beneath Antarctica now rose into the sky. Each carried a weapon built to rip through shields like paper. The coil cannons. These weren't railguns. They weren't missiles. They were storms in a barrel. Each shot hurled a spiral of magnetic plasma-compressed lightning, hotter than any. Stars surfaced out. The counterattack began at Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Alien fleets moved in to secure resources, their ships arrogant, careless. They did not expect resistance. They were wrong. From the shadow of Europa, the human fleet emerged. Black warships lit their coils, glowing like storm clouds ready to burst. Fire. The coil cannons unleashed. Bolts of white-blue plasma lanced across the void, twisting like angry serpents. They tore through shields, sliced through armor, and detonated entire ships in blinding flashes. Alien dreadnoughts that had once taken hours to destroy now fell in seconds. The Council fleet panicked. "This is impossible," cried one alien commander. Their weapons hounded primitives. His voice ended in static as his ship erupted into fragments. But victory never came free. The human ship Ironclad took heavy fire, its engines destroyed. Instead of retreating, its captain smiled grimly. "Load the coils. Overcharge them." "Sir, it will kill us." "I know. But it will kill them too." The Ironclad turned, its glowing cannons bright as a miniature sun. With one last scream of power, it unleashed an overcharged blast. The shot ripped through 3 enemy warships before the Ironclad itself went dark, burning silently in the void. On Earth, their names would be remembered forever. The battle raged for hours. Alien formations broke. Human ships danced between there. Fire, warping, striking, vanishing. For every human lost, 5 alien ships died. At last, silence. The survivors drifted in shock. More than 1,000 alien ships had come to Europa. Only 200 crawled away. Humanity had not only defended, they had attacked, they had won. On the Council homeworld, the news arrived like a blade to the throat. The chamber of alien rulers shook with rage. They were supposed to be erased. One roared. They were supposed to be weak. But another, older voice broke the silence. "Do you not see? The humans are different. Every world we conquered begged for mercy. The humans, they fight harder the more we destroy. They turn death into weapons. They turn pain into fury." The chamber fell silent. Even the strongest among them felt a cold fear. On Earth, amidst the ruins, survivors gathered to watch the sky. They saw human ships return, scarred but alive. They saw the alien retreat, and they cheered, not with joy, but with fire. "We are not prey. We are the storm." Admiral Kane's words echoed through every surviving city, every bunker, every ship. From today forward, the galaxy must understand one truth. Humanity does not only survive. Humanity wins. In the shadows of space, alien wrecks drifted, still burning. Among them, a faint signal pulsed. A warning spreading across Council fleets. Beware Earth. The humans have awakened their fury. The tide of war had shifted, and humanity was only getting started. Asterisk, the defeat at Europa shook the galaxy. For the first time in living memory, a council had bled. Entire fleets destroyed by a species they once called primitive. The council could not allow a so they gathered their most secret, most terrible weapon. A weapon they had sworn never to use again. They called it the Starbreaker. The Starbreaker was not a ship. It was a monster, a colossal war machine, larger than a moon, armed with a single purpose: to consume stars themselves. Its core was a black hole, chained by alien science, able to tear apart entire solar systems. And now it was pointed at Earth's sun. When the human fleet detected its arrival, Admiral Kane stood silent, staring at the display. The readings were beyond comprehension. "My God," whispered an officer. "They mean to end us completely. If the Starbreaker consumed the sun, Earth would freeze in days. Humanity would vanish in weeks. There would be no battle, no survival, only extinction." Panic spread across the fleet. Some officers begged to retreat, to save what colonies they could. But Kane's voice cut through the chaos. "No, we do not run. We do not beg. If the Council wants to end us with the sun, then we will burn them with it first." He revealed what few knew. Humanity had been building something in secret. A weapon not of destruction, but of desperation. Project Helios. Project Helios was madness. It used the sun's own energy, focused and weaponized, through an array hidden on Mercury's surface. The Council had never noticed. It was too small, too crude, too human. But crude did not mean weak. With Helios, humanity could channel the power of a solar flare into a single devastating strike. It would either save them or burn them all. The Starbreaker moved closer, its black hole core devouring comets as it approached. Alien commanders laughed, already imagining Earth frozen and lifeless. Then the humans attacked. Every surviving ship launched at once, swarming like hornets. Coil. Cannons burned, missiles screamed, drones tore at alien escorts. But the Starbreaker did not falter. Its shields consumed entire fleets. Human ships shattered against it, like waves against stone. One by one, ships went dark, and still they pressed on. Captain Alvarez, her ship broken from past battles, knew what had to be done. Ram the shield. Generator, she ordered. Her crew stared. We won't survive. She smiled softly. No, but Earth will. The ship accelerated, engines screaming. Alien fire ripped through its hull, but it kept going, faster and faster. Then silence. Valkyrie struck the Starbreaker's shield node. A blinding flash tore across the void as the alien barrier collapsed. The crew was gone, but their sacrifice had opened the way. Helios fire. On Mercury, massive towers aligned. Panels turned. The sun's light bent, gathered, focused into coal. A single blazing beam. For a moment, the void turned white. The Starbreaker trembled. Its hull melted, its black hole core screaming against its prison. The weapon meant to devour Earth's sun was torn apart by that very star's fury. Alien commanders shrieked as their monster broke, imploding in fire and silence. When the light faded, nothing remained but debris and a fading echo. The Starbreaker was gone, but so were many of Earth's defenders. Entire fleets lost. Heroes turned to ash. Admiral Kane stood in the silent war room, his face hard. Today, we proved the galaxy's greatest weapon cannot break humanity. We will not vanish. We will not freeze. We will fight until the stars themselves burn out. On the Council homeworld, terror spread. Their super weapon defeated. Their fleets bleeding. One alien ruler whispered what none dared say aloud. Perhaps we have awakened something we cannot control. And on Earth, survivors lit fires in the ruins once more. Not for mourning, for a promise. Humanity had faced the galaxy's last gamble, and they had won. But deep down, every human knew the war was not over. The Council still had armies. The Council still had pride. And humanity still had fury left to unleash. Asterisk. The Starbreaker was gone. The Council's most powerful weapon had failed, but humanity had paid in blood. Fleets shattered, cities burned, entire families lost. And yet, Earth still lived. Humanity still stood. Now the war had reached its final chapter. The Council gathered in their shining hall, their arrogance cracked, but not broken. We still outnumber them, one alien leader hissed. Our empire stretches across 1,000 worlds. But another answered, trembling. And yet, one world defies us all. Even as they argued, reports poured in. Human fleets moving fast. Faster than anyone thought possible. They were coming, not to defend, not to survive, not to strike. Admiral Kane's voice carried through every surviving ship of Earth's fleet. This is it. They wanted to erase us. They tried fire, fleets, even the sun itself. But we are still here. Now we go to them. Now we show the galaxy that humanity bows to no one. Cheers echoed through the cones. Broken ships, patched with scrap, carried the fire of an entire species. Every pilot, every soldier, every survivor had the same thought: make them fear Earth. Human fleet dropped out of warp above the Council homeworld. For the first time in millennia, the skies above that golden planet darkened not with clouds, but with human warships. The Council's Grand Defense Armada, 10,000 strong, rose. To meet them, alien commanders sneered. They dare bring their broken fleet here? Crush them. But the humans had not come unprepared. From behind moons and asteroid fields, hidden ships decloaked. From the depths of space, swarms of drones activated. Humanity had learned stealth, patience, and ambush arts no Council fleet ever mastered. Traps snapped shut. The battle became a storm. Coil cannons screamed, tearing through dreadnoughts. Swarms of drones ripped into alien formations. Human warships moved like wolves, striking fast, retreating, striking again. The Council's great armada, once thought invincible, buckled under the assault. And then came humanity's last weapon. The Nemesis Protocol. It was not a single weapon, but many. Small nuclear warheads, old technology, hidden inside asteroids, disguised as debris. The aliens never even noticed them until the humans detonated them all at once. The shockwaves tore. Entire fleets apart. Alien ships scattered. Command broke. And for the first time in history, the Council homeworld skies were filled not with banners of pride, but with wreckage and fire. On the ground, the Council palace shook as explosions echoed from orbit. Alien rulers screamed, demanding defenses, but it was too late. From the smoke above, a single human dropship descended. Out of it stepped Admiral Kane, armored and scarred, carrying Earth's banner. Behind him marched soldiers, their faces carved by war, but burning with fury. Kane entered the chamber of the Council, his boots echoing on the polished floor. The aliens stared in silence, their fear finally visible. Kane planted the banner of Earth in the center of the hall. "No more threats," he said. His voice was calm, but it carried like thunder. No more chains, no more arrogance. From this day forward, humanity does not kneel. Humanity rules its own fate. The Council trembled. For the first time, they bowed not from respect, but from fear. News spread faster than light. Across the galaxy, enslaved worlds whispered the same word: humans. A species that had stood against the greatest empire, that had faced fire, fleets, and stars, and won. Some called them monsters, some called them saviors. But all agreed on one truth: the galaxy would never be the same again. On Earth, amidst the ruins, survivors looked up at the night sky. The stars seemed brighter. The war was over. They had not only survived, they had avenged. Admiral Kane stood before his people, weary but unbroken. "They threatened us with extinction," he said. "They thought fear would break us, but they forgot who we are. We are humans. We fight, we endure, we rise. And when the galaxy dares to threaten us again," he raised his hand toward the sky, "we will answer with fire and fury." The crowd roared, their voices echoing across the shattered Earth and into the stars. Asterisk.